Okay, this is the iteration of cameras I've gone through. A long time I used this Canon Vixia 60, liked it. But in all reality, it only lasted for about 50 hours of video recording. And then this switch here, which is the zoom switch, quit working. It was automatically zooming. I can't remember if it was in or out, but it would automatically come in whether you touch the switch or not, and it would come in faster than you could zoom it out. So you had to keep your finger on it to keep the focal length the same. And the other thing that happened the last time I actually used it to film was the motors down here on the tape. That's all you could hear for sound. It overrode all the sound in the camera, so you'd hear so went on the internet, tried to find a place to repair it, and the best advice I could get was drop it on the floor. It ain't worth repairing. This just fixing this one switch cost more than the camera did originally, and I paid a lot of money for this camera back when I got it. So I went on Canon's website to see if they would fix it, and they said, oh no, that camera's too old. It would give you a coupon for buy a new one, but I couldn't find the coupon. So even Canon won't repair this thing, which is a shame because it's a little hefty, but it's a nice camera, and a lot of the videos on my channel were taken with this camera. Has a lens cap. I put a UV filter on it. Had a neck strap that I'm going to move over to the new camera, and I liked it. Its main drawbacks were that in the book it says underneath this cover right there is supposed to be an external mic. 3.5mm mic jack. Guess what? Ain't there. The picture in the book is wrong. This camera doesn't have it. The other drawback, and the major one, is that it requires a firewire to get the video from the tape to the computer, and my computer doesn't have one. And I seen the previous video, all the hullabaloo I had to go through to get the old computer repaired enough to be able to hook it up, so that was all wasted work. So I'll do a video where I take this thing apart and see just how many pieces I can get it removed into. This is what I've been using. Little Chinese GoPro knockoffs. I think I paid $80 for it on Amazon. It came from Hong Kong. Actually got shipped from Hong Kong. I was happy with it, did what I wanted, except right here on the side is a Wi-Fi button, because you could hook it up to your phone and actually use the phone as a viewfinder to see what was going on, and it didn't work. So the company sent me another one so that I would be a very much happy customer, and they told me to keep the first one because it cost more to send it back than the camera was worth. And the second one, the Wi-Fi button worked one time and then it quit working, so I have two of these little pieces of junk. But all the stuff that I've done recently has been with one of these cameras. They're slow. You press the button to turn them on, it takes them a while, and sometimes you press the record button and it records, and sometimes you have to press it twice. And I actually used it to do that one little time lapse. Although it seems like changing the settings, these buttons you use to move through the menus, and their book, which is Chinese translated to English, it's clear as mud on the order of this, so you pretty much have to play with it, which is why a lot of the film that was taken with these, the date and time is off, because I thought I had it set and it wasn't set. You go back in to look at it, it says it's set, but when you film, it wasn't. But anyways, that eventually got taken care of, and I've used these now for a better part of a couple years. Then just on a whim one day, I bought this little Vivitar action camera for 40 bucks at Best Buy, and it turns on quick and it's easy to operate, and it's got menu buttons on the side, so it's easy to change the settings and stuff. But the sound on it, the microphone is right there on the top. The sound on it is atrocious. You have to go into every clip you make and manually increase the sound levels in order to be able to hear it. And you can hear that. And I think one of the latest videos I did, you could barely hear me talking, but that's because I did it with that camera. And then I also wasted another 20 bucks and got a Walmart special. I forget what this is even called. It just says digital camcorder. This was a $20 special at Walmart. Runs on AA batteries, go in the bottom, memory slot. There's, open it up, comes on, press the button, it starts recording. There's a 2x zoom on it here on the side, zoom in, zoom out. But it is so light that even with extra effort, everything looked like you had Parkinson's disease. So the only time this camera got used was when we did that Azalea Park walk. And there is a USB port here on the back, a mini USB, and that's where you transfer the files from the SD card to the computer, or you can just take the card out because it just push down on it and it pops out. But this thing is going in a drawer. My survivors can get rid of it. And this is what I've ended up with now. It's the Canon HRF 800. Let me unplug it from the computer. It's hefty. It's not as heavy as that other Canon. Got a big damn battery. It sticks off the back. Took me almost 9 hours to charge that. All the reviews say buy an external battery charger because it'll charge it faster. One reviewer said that there was no way to start and stop the recordings, but that's a lie. This button here starts and stops the recordings. This is the zoom button. There's a lens switch, lens cover that goes over the lens. And when you open the viewfinder, it wakes it up, and the screen does, or somebody said you can't take video and forget that the lens cover is closed, but I don't find that to be true because it gives you a warning the lens cover is closed. The screen articulates, and the biggest issue at this point is that this screen, and I don't know if you can see that, but it reflects everything. So in any kind of light outside, you can't see the screen. You don't know what the hell you're shooting. There's no viewfinder or anything. And I've got to see if there's some kind of workaround. Maybe turn that screen up and make it brighter. But I literally was filming out on our latest walk without knowing what the hell was going on, because you literally cannot see the screen. All you see is your reflection or the reflection of stuff behind you. And it doesn't make a difference if you're facing the light, have the light behind you. It just is impossible to see with any outside light. So I can, even in here with just a lamp, you can see I'm holding the little Chinese camera, and you can see the red light blinking in the reflection. That's just how it's going to be a major issue with that camera. So there is an on-off button, and I'm going to hook up this neck strap around these places where they've got this hand strap, and so that's it. That's what we're going to be using, and that's what you see today. 50-something optical zoom. I'm actually pleased with the video quality and the sound quality without the external mic. There is an external mic jack right here. But what I discovered is I had one of these little lapel mics, but it doesn't have power to it, and you need a powered microphone to work with this camera. So that'll be my next purchase, that and a UV filter for the front, because then I just leave the lens cover open all the time, not have to worry about it at all. So there you have it. Chinese GoPro knockoff action camera, so very good for your photography. I used to buy a lot of Vivitar lenses. I was kind of disappointed in what the sound quality does, because the microphone is right there in between those two buttons. It's much easier to operate than these Chinese ones, but having to fiddle fart around with the sound quality all the time makes it unbearable to use, so I've only used it a couple of times. And this is the main reason I'm not going to spend $800, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 on another Canon camera, because that didn't last. It was a nice camera while it worked, but when it quit working, it's just a big, very expensive paperweight. Okay, now I'm going to put this back. Oh, and there's some ducks from the other day out at the Navy Rec Center that I filmed on the phone. That'll all go into this video. And she acts like she hadn't been on a leash since yesterday. She forgot how to walk on one. Those trucks. Well, that's carrying heavy equipment. No wonder it's loud. Anyways, this camera actually has a zoom on it. The creek is very still this morning. Oh, there's the duck family. Let's go down and get close-ups. That looks like the same family. I can actually show you what the ducks are like instead of using it with a Chinese knockoff. Same family that was down here before, maybe? I don't know. Got to get used to holding this camera with one hand and the dog in the other. There's more buttons on this than there were on the last one. See if I can't hold it a little steadier. Okay, we're going to walk a little bit. I'm also curious how this camera does in various light conditions. I swear to God, this dog is... This is a sniff with some walking in between. I can get an external microphone for this. The one I have doesn't work because you need a powered microphone. Let's see if the zoom button on this is ass backwards from my other Canon, so okay, we'll film going down underneath the bridge just to see how it does with the light changes and stuff. It turns on fairly quickly, so that's a plus. Found out I can get filters and lenses and screw them in on the front. I already got my eye on a UV filter and another battery or another microphone that has its own power source. We just stop. Sniff. Don't think she realizes it's going to be up 91 degrees today. Well, we're ready to go again. So let's see how Well, with the light in the background, it gets kind of dark in here, but if you don't have a backlit, you can actually see pretty good in this low light. I'm pleased with this so far. We'll see what it looks like on it. Plus, I can download it straight to the computer without any shenanigans with FireWire and stuff like that. It's a lot more difficult to carry all the junk you need with it than those little Chinese GoPros, which I'll show you at the end of this clip what I've been using. Okay, I'm gonna walk a little bit. And that's what she... Uh-oh, something in there. Get out of there. Let me see what that is. Oh, it's a turtle. Ruby found a turtle. Well, better a turtle than something that'll bite the snot out of you. Let's see. Actually, hard to see. We'll see how well this thing picks up camouflage critters. Alright. We're not going to mess with you, Mr. Turtle. We've got some gooses down here. 2 gooses and a mallard. One thing I say for sure, you can't see this screen in bright light. I'm not even looking in the sun, I can't tell. And there goes Mr. Duck. Apparently they saw Ruby. That was the end of that. Off they go. You really can't see the screen in light, even if I shade it. That's going to make interesting stuff. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. The sun is directly behind us. Nope. All I see if I turn facing the sun is my reflection in the glass. I swear. Without a viewfinder, I'm not going to know what the hell I'm filming half the time. That was a major drawback of this kind of design. Okay, we're turning off. I'm going to walk some more. Yeah, there is a red light LED that starts blinking when you push the button. I think I was walking and talking there and didn't have the stupid thing on because you can't see the little red dot in the LED screen. That was going to be a major drawback to this camera. Although I don't have a single camera, even my more expensive Canon one has the same issue, except it had a viewfinder so you could look through it and see everything that was on the screen. Okay, we're at the bridge. That's the 1 mile mark. Not a whole lot in the way of wildlife today. Let's see what standing here, and I'll zoom all the way in. That's as far as it zooms. 50-something times zoom. Without a tripod, it's impossible to hold it still. Okay, I think this has been a fair test of this little camera. I got to figure out a workaround for this viewfinder. If it's zoomed out, I seem to be able to hold it fairly steady. But even propped up on this bridge, I can't see anything. I see my reflection in the screen, but that's it. There should be some kind of an opaque covering or something you could put on these things so you could see what's behind it. Because this just reflects every bit of light. I can't tell. If the light wasn't blinking, I wouldn't know if the camera was on. Okay, I'm gonna shut it down and we're gonna walk the mile back. Here's something you don't hear when you walk later in the day. All these trucks making deliveries to these stores. It is noisier than crap down here today. We did see a dead deer after I left my subdivision. I think with all the building and stuff down there, the deer would move, but I still see them dead on the side of the road down there. This, there you go. That bread guy, he was rolling those things all the way from the back of the store. One of the wheels wasn't tracking right, and it's made a tremendous racket. Okay, I still can't. I'm gonna have to figure out a workaround for this screen. You literally can't see anything. At an angle I can see it a little bit better, but as soon as it gets any kind of light on it at all, maybe I pushed one of those screen icons. This has a touch screen. Maybe I did something to dim the screen to save the battery. I'll have to look in the book when I get back. Walking with Ruby this morning is a chore. She walks 10 feet and stops, heads towards the woods. Walks 20 feet, stops, and wants to go back. Okay, I am done filming. This will make a good test on that's all the morning traffic, commuters. It is noisy down here. It's been noisy until about the last half mile. You guys smile. I'm gonna make you YouTube stars. Quack, 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 quack.